Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live!
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Fucking hey, how are
buddy.
you two gentlemen?
Oh, so good,
Fucking
man.
fighting the evil, man. It's all good.
Fighting evil.
Russ is
Fighting the evil.
podcasting from the hospital.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we're gonna have a fight in the chat tonight, babies. Ban
Oh.
Sam Mead.
Russ is at the hospital, and they were like, he just has a fever or
Nope.
whatever. And then Anna was telling him, she's like, guys, just pull the plug.
Yeah. she's got the insurance. She's got the insurance paid up.
Yeah,
She's
we were
good.
talking
Yeah,
about
she's
it.
like, guys, just pull the plug. He's
thinking
lived
it
a
might
good
be
life.
Russ's old Yeller moment.
Stay me behind the shed and shoot my ass. I'm
But
good.
then we got Rock Jesus coming in the house with
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you, man. You
It's one of the
Sam
greatest-
does- he said
Support.
everybody
That
knows
is one of the
that.
greatest
Like,
names in the world. Rock Jesus. Jesus Christ, I love that. God damn, dude. Everyone coming hardcore with some great names, some great
yeah.
call signs and shit. I love it.
oh man,
Uh,
like Iron Ken 3000.
Yeah, right. that dude, man. I'll tell you, I used to laugh
I wanted to
because
get into fucking wrestling first, but
Well,
let's go ahead.
well, fuck it, let's just tackle him first.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Jesus Christ, bro.
he's got some good issues, man. But he's
Yo, like it was like listening to a Staten Island mixtape rapper talking about toys.
yeah, he's a little he's got this like tough guy persona he tries to put up, and it's like, but
So yes, tonight's episode name is in honor of Iron Ken 3000.
yeah, man, we're gonna
Is this like a YouTube dude?
So I'm gonna go on eBay
easy,
and I'm
yes.
going to pay aftermarket and get a Vamp just to review.
right. There you go, pay all that money aftermarket. Yeah, he's a reviewer. But then he kind of got out of doing reviews because his reviews sucked, and I think a lot of people let him know so. But he started, so then he started just getting on, and he would just criticize. Like he used to be a big Hasbro criticize, which is why I liked him, right?
Yeah.
So it was like I had a kinship with him. But
Yeah, there's definitely a market for that, man.
for sure. But now he's like actually a Hasbro apologist, man. He hates Bobby Vala and all those guys. He crushes those guys.
What's the
Jesus?
attitude towards Bobby Vala?
Well, what it is because remember when Valaverse first came out, his first wave of shit, he had some QC issues, okay? And whenever people would talk about the QC problems, a lot of these Valaverse fans, these fanboys would get all pissy and accuse people of trying to sabotage Valaverse because they're Hasbro chumps or whatever and all this shit, and just go after people hardcore.
The merits of the case.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like completely annihilating them for having an opinion or not even. It's not even an opinion. There were QC problems, right?
Yeah, right.
So he was one of those people that some people let him have it. Some Valaverse people kind of got into his got him into his when he was doing video on some of the QC problems. They got him into the chat area or the comments area of his videos, started just lighting him up. He got mad as shit. And I guess he, next thing you know, he declared war on Bobby Vala. I don't know.
I saw the fucking paintball mask and the red jacket. And
yeah, he's definitely a
what
character.
I was going to do. I had my Michael Myers mask. I was gonna put that shit on and put on. I had a little red fucking fabric. I was gonna start the show as Steelwind nicked over 9,000.
Why did he have a?
I made poor Russ fucking rage quit cough.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Oh man, what a dude? Yeah, there's some characters.
Sorry, I started laughing and I started coughing from laughing, dude. What the fuck? Oh shit!
My goal is to put you in the hospital tonight.
Oh man,
from there.
I feel like I'm not far off, but he's probably gonna accomplish something. Nah, I'll be all right.
I'm gonna get in on speed dial.
This is the big baby.
Check, Anna.
Oh, and Anna's been trying to take care of me today. And Gio, that poor girl, she's like, I'm one of the people. I'm a terrible patient. I'm just like, I'm a person like, I'm miserable when I'm sick, right? So I was like, fuck you. I'm not doing that. Fuck you.
Oh, poor Anna.
See, well, she says something. She said, you will listen to me, and you will do what I tell you, or I will take your ass and throw you out this door.
Damn.
She's trying to get me better though. Good, she's a good girl, man. Yeah. So anyway, we go back to Anarchy. He's really a hater. He likes to hate on a lot of things. This is interesting.
So, like, the whole thing about like telling people like not to do a Vamp review, okay?
Right.
He tries to go in this latest video back and say like, oh well, I meant like do original content. Like somebody did it, like reverse engineering and putting it together. That's a good video. And
yeah, he's trying to backtrack because he got a lot of heat for probably trying to tell people what to do and not to do on their fucking YouTube channels. That's what happened. He's like, dude, who the fuck are you to tell anyone what to do or not to do? But whatever.
What a strange bird.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's an interesting cat, man. But he's, he definitely loves him some. He loves him some G.I. Joe Classified. So
it's a good line.
It is a damn good line.
Yeah, it is a good line. Yeah.
So what are you fucking rocking with there, Sam? Is that the Mayflex Superman?
No, it's the Revel Tech one. I'm just messing with it.
No.
Oh shit!
Around here, dude, busting out toys for the first time in ages.
Scott,
nice, isn't it?
Buddy. Oh,
it's so much fun to fuck around.
He was calling people a white supremacist for calling them out. I forgot about that part.
Hell yeah, dude!
And then he went, and then he backtracked a little bit in the second video and said it was just subtle racism.
That dude has lost his mind. Oh my god. I know. Now I got to go to his YouTube channel and go to a couple of videos. Go to his back. He's lost his fucking mind, man. Good lord, yeah.
Path, man. He doesn't believe it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. See, part of me believes everything he does.
Yes, sir, we are, Scott.
And most YouTubers, I believe, are full of shit. They're just like trying to get attention and get just do something crazy and dramatic. Mm-hmm. Trust me, I know. Just cuss Hasbro out. You'll get lots of attention. It's all good.
My retarded ass fucking was wearing Joker makeup. Remember?
I love it. Joker makeup's, but Joker makeup's at least kind of cool. That takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, but not when you're bald and fat.
Well, yeah, good point.
With a beard.
I tell everyone I'm gonna put on my Jedi robes and go to a convention, right? And I was like, I changed my mind. And my son said, why don't you want to do it? And I said, because ain't too many big fat Jedi like me.
Yo, you're representing real meta with it. You could be henchman 24 as a Jedi. He went to fucking Venture Brothers, man. You got to get on that show, Russ.
Venture Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they ban TikTok, man.
Are they trying to, or are they definitely going to do it?
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Biden said he'll sign it.
Yeah, I don't know what the details are, but I think it passed in the House and Senate. So,
did it pass in the Senate also?
Did it pass in the Senate? I knew it passed in the House. I didn't know it passed in the Senate too.
Yeah.
Why would they? Goofy. I don't understand what the purpose. I don't get it.
They believe they're saying that it's a national security risk.
Yeah, because it's owned by a
Chinese company.
There's like some merit to the fact that like if there's no independent company in like out of China or that operates out of China because everything is state owned. So you can say like if you're a shipping company, then you're a Chinese state owned company, or
pretty much
they could tell you to do whatever they want you to do.
Yeah,
right? And I think that's part of it. But I think there's like a weird like a coalition of people who are for it. I think that's one end of it, and I think a lot of it is people like it's melting kids' minds or whatever. Which there's some merit to that too with that, and then social media in general. But yeah, I mean, this
boy,
there will be
there are people that make money off of TikTok content.
Yeah, that was a lot of the pushback was
holy shit
was like those types of people who are like living off this or whatever,
crazy,
and that would
like,
suck,
I
but
I love big titty goth girls just as much as anybody.
No, man,
when you look
without
at
a doubt,
on TikTok and they got that soulless look, like they've just been fucking run over by a truck.
Yeah, but it's okay. You're just looking at their tits, not their face, so it's all right.
Right. Nah, man, that shit fucking haunts me, man. I gotta fucking.
Oh man. Nah, I just put a thumb over their over their head. It's all good.
It's a silly impulse that just of course won't do anything, right? Because if you're on TikTok, then you have YouTube Shorts or whatever, so it's like people will be able to find your content either way.
I would hope so, because I mean,
if that's your mission, if you're like, this is ruining kids, which I'm sympathetic to. I have kids who aren't thankfully on social media, and at this point I don't know if they ever will be, as long as they live like under my roof, but like you got to just handle that at the individual level. Like, then don't let your kids do it, like to handle it with your own family.
Going into like adulthood, that's good. Adulthood. They don't have fucking social media, because then it's kind of like our shit, back in the day.
Yeah, you had to just figure it out on your own, man.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I
kind of feel like they're taking away, a form of expression. So I feel like it's censorship.
Well, here's the problem. Okay.
And it's
TikTok servers are controlled by, what is it? NetServe?
Or I don't know.
It's an American company. Their servers are in an American city.
Yeah.
TikTok is 60% owned by a Chinese investment company, not the Chinese government. Now the thing is yes, it is invasively grabbing information. Every social media platform on this planet is doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then that's the thing to that end of it. Like, it seems like a really roundabout way to get information from people, when like the Chinese, they're good at hacking. Like they all. Like, I mean, if the North Koreans are good at it, so if they're good at it, then the Chinese are better at it, right? So it just seems like a big scheme. So like I kind of just throw that out of hand. Like it just seems silly to me.
Agreed.
I watched one of the most cyclical things that I've ever seen play out today. I watched a Young Turks video talking about the TikTok ban,
right,
being basically fronted by Zuckerberg and Meta. The fucking argument and fucking lobbyists and shit. Zuckerberg and Meta are paying for a good amount of those lobbyists.
Of course they are.
So what they brought up before is that this is exactly what CNN did to Zuckerberg and Facebook when they were coming out.
Because they didn't like,
tactic. And
I see.
So the Young Turks were talking about it, and it was funny just to see how that comes full circle.
Sure does.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it's to wrestle what you said about like the censorship thing, like, because I feel like when I hear that, I'm like, well, they could just go to anything else, right? Any other platform.
That's true,
but then it's like that's a slippery slope too, because eventually they run out. So, but it's like I said, like that's if it's the information that I get that I think people don't want out there, and either way that's gonna find people, or people are gonna find.
I think that this could be a very embarrassing legal precedent.
Yeah.
Because corporations have been ruled to have free speech.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a bot.
We have a bot. Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
Chinese.
Hey, hit up this guy and he's gonna
Yeah,
promote
put
us,
the
man.
dude up.
Time to get those views, boys.
It's a Chinese bot. All right. They're gonna spy on us and take our information. Oh, they got to ban YouTube.
Yeah, well, but it sucks because like to that end, Russ, like if they were like if they took Twitter down, then I'd be like, fuck, man, because I do get a lot of news and stuff from Twitter. So
and a lot of look, the younger generation, they're on TikTok more than they're on any other fucking form.
They are. That's become the new young person's social platform.
Us.
Yeah.
Senate has not voted on this yet.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good news.
Because I thought
still a chance, boys.
Yeah, because
and
Trump is getting the dude that owns the shares in TikTok. He wants him to be his finance guy in the government. Though,
yeah, so he's against this one, right? But
so Trump is against the TikTok ban.
Yeah, he tried to get it banned when he was in office, though, which is
I thought he was going to lead the fucking crusade against TikTok.
Yes, originally he was, but now he likes this dude.
That I think would be a lot of like the impetus to ban it is just like it's just kids and this is all they do. And like I've never been on TikTok. I don't know. I obviously like all that shit just gets copy and pasted to Instagram, so I see some of it.
Right.
But, so that's why I'm like, if they were to ban it, I'd be like, whatever, no sweat off my back. I don't see it. But then it's like, well, what's the next thing? And then the next thing after that, and the next thing after that. And I think it's just an impulse of like,
they've already
whether we don't like this thing, we needed to.
Too.
I know, and like he wants to be regulated.
Yeah. So
a lot of this can be like kind of out of his hands. And I think there's like a responsibility that he doesn't want, which is to be like, Facebook is, or like you're responsible for what's on it, or that like it's like the final say in anything. And I think he very like openly doesn't want any of that responsibility. I think he wants it to be what it is, a platform for people to say what they want.
Also, when whenever Zuckerberg has tried to get his measly little hands on something and he's failed to do so, I feel like he goes out of his way to get rid of it. And I heard he tried to buy. He went to buy TikTok.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And he was told no, and it pissed him off. Because he always wants to buy anything that he.
It's a competitor. Yeah,
a competitor, or that he and he'll buy it, get rid of it, or keep it around, just link it to Facebook.
Well, yeah, that's what they did that with Instagram
and the dude. I think the dude that's giving him money is the one he's trying to get as like his Fed chair or whatever.
I'm sure. I don't doubt it. Correct, motherfucker. I swear.
I don't know what exactly the dude's name, and I don't know the position.
I tell you what, Trump make no mistake. Trump is pretty open about hey, my backing is up for like being able to be purchased. I'll if you do something for me, I'll do something for you. He's not afraid to say that.
Back, I'll scratch yours.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
there he is. Yes, Jeff Yass. There's a whole bunch of Yass Queen fucking memes and shit. He is a hedge fund head. Yep,
dude,
exactly.
Scott,
thank you, Scott.
Coming up with the facts, man. Thank God for Scott, because we're just over here talking out of our asses.
Yeah, I know. We don't know who the fuck the guy is.
I don't know who anybody is or what they're doing or. The security thing I can sympathize with, but I think it's overblown. The content of like there's bad ideas coming out of this. That is, I think, a bad impulse, man. Put better ideas out. Contend with those things. Don't try to
see my worry is that just because you don't like young people on something on doing something, I get nervous when the first thought is let's just ban it.
Oh yeah, that's
a little it's a little scary for me, and I don't
never works, and
every generation tries it.
Oh yeah.
There's always generational pushback.
On kids who are on TikTok right now,
or it doesn't.
They're gonna try to do the same shit when they get older.
Of course they will, I'm sure, and they'll be all and then their kids will get pissed off at them too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cyclical, man. That's all.
Yeah. But it's never the solution. It never works because they just find something else to do to sink all their time into, and it's just not. I don't know.
That's for me with the
and
kids.
again,
Like if you're a parent, dude, control that in your own home.
Right. That's my
People live their lives and whatever happens.
That always the other thing too is I don't know who is the guy.
It's been a discussion in the house lately.
Yeah, government sticks its nose in our business too much as it is for my taste. The last thing I need is
and when you see people seeing something like an issue in people's personal lives, and they're like, "We need to get the government involved to fix this." I'm always like, "Oh my god, stop!" Like, no,
well,
this is not
I want the
thing for me is
power.
That, you were talking about is like it's got to be in the home, and that's what I'm dealing with right now. Is having a almost 16-year-old kid with access to a smartphone, and that's all he wants to do.
Sure.
And it's understandable because it is the thing. It's just like what I wanted to do. I wanted to play football and I wanted to play fucking video games and play basketball.
Yeah.
That was my life as a teenager.
Yeah, we went outside a lot more when we were kids, though, probably than the kids do nowadays. Yeah,
it was like that in here because like I would let the kids they'd be like watching YouTube or whatever, and I knew like what channels they watch. I'd like look at the history or whatever if I ever like felt inclined. But then I came down and they were watching like just flipping through like those YouTube shorts, which like I said a few minutes ago, it's like that's basically they're just re-uploaded TikTok videos. And I was like, nope, fuck no, we're done with this shit. Like I like took it off their TV and like I'll let them do it if I'm in the room. But but none of those. Like I'll let them watch like long form videos or whatever. Like Sonny watches like that Game Theory dude.
Yeah.
And like he says like cuss words and stuff, but I'm like whatever. I don't mind that. But like I don't want this. I don't just want you down there watching TikTok when you're 9. You know.
Right.
Fuck that.
They complain about government overreach, but
exactly.
Bitch about the government.
You have to pick a position in that instance, man.
Politically, I'm just left of Satan. You know.
Yeah, I think what my problem is I don't like government invading people, like fucking with people, personal shit. I don't mind if they fuck with corporate. Go ahead. I mean, you got to police them because the corporate world won't police itself. You can't let it police itself. So if you want to fuck with the corporate world, go ahead, but stay the fuck away from stay out of my house. You know, let me deal with my own kids. You know, if I want to smoke pot in my house, let me smoke pot in my house. Leave me the fuck alone. I ain't bothering nobody.
Damn right.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm getting high and I'm in my house. Leave me alone. That's all I am. And I just feel like they always want to tell you the moral police. They want to be the moral police, you know? I don't need a moral police. Fuck you.
God damn it. See, you're gonna get me into conspiracy fucking theory mode. And we're not gonna talk about
no, Nick, don't do it.
Because motherfucking A. Here's what drug are they talking about the most right now? Because it's been legalized.
Marijuana.
Right. And they're trying to put fucking caps on the THC.
Yes.
And you see all these articles. Oh, marijuana
sure.
This, marijuana that.
Measure 110 or something in Oregon where they're like trying to recriminalize drugs because they decriminalize everything and it's like apparently a fucking disaster. So they're like having to backtrack on that.
But that's because they went too far.
Right.
You know.
But like what I'm talking about is marijuana is a depressant. It slows you down.
Yep, chills you out.
What do we have a lack of in this country and around the world right now?
Chill.
Workers.
Yes.
We have more jobs than we have workers.
That's true. Right now we do. Yep.
So do you really think it's in a corporation's interest for the world to be fucking high?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah. So you're saying that's kind of like so the government's doing the corporate bidding.
What are the sexy drugs right now?
I don't know.
I just drink.
Probably they're all probably fucking prescription.
They're all stimulants.
Adderall, okay. Yeah, prescription drugs basically.
Cokes made a huge comeback in Appalachia. Fucking you can't go anywhere without finding fucking meth.
Yeah,
I wish you could find math.
Math.
It's the opposite, yeah.
I just it irks me because I'm like, as long as no one has ever, you can't tell me that you can prove that motherfuckers have ever like literally marijuana is killing people. It doesn't. It doesn't kill people.
And like the fucking overdose thing's hilarious. And the thing that like it kills 1 in 13 people that they used to have was from a study from the University of Missouri. And in that study, what they did was they put a fucking rat in a vacuum box.
Wow.
And they pumped in nothing but marijuana smoke.
So it's suffocated, is what you're saying to me.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's not that. That's not the pot that kills. That's a suffocation, asphyxiation.
Yes, as they did it over and over
for one of
again,
these experiments.
Yeah, really, right?
Over and over again. Yes, these rats developed lung cancer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't die. I'd just be like, give me some Doritos.
You're saying they David Carradine the fucking rats. Got you. And I just watched Kill Bill tonight too. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's dead, right? He died.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. That's how he whacked himself. Went a little too far with that strangulation shit. I don't know, man. It's fucked up doing
Michael
that.
Hutchins from NXS.
Yep, he did. Yep, he was too. Yep. Insane, man. And, well, I mean, whatever gets you off, but I'm just saying, you gotta have
don't die doing it.
Yeah, you just kind of might want to go too far.
The point.
Sorry, my bad. Go ahead. I told you
have fun, not die doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. And I don't know, man. Fuck. I done steered us way onto something else. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, dude. Shit.
What? Let's go into all right. Here you go. We'll change topics again so we can get off of people choking themselves while they're jerking off. Anyway,
well, has that happened in an AEW ring yet?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if Al Snow's gonna fucking get. Jesus Christ, he's gonna call him out on that too. Stop jerking off and choking each other.
Someone will die.
Yeah, that's. I didn't hear him say that, but I have heard him in the past criticize AEW. For how dangerous they are.
On sesscoops.com. This is their article.
Yeah.
They're quoting Al Snow is saying, we now have escalated to where we watched Will Ospreay go up into a vertical suplex with the guy standing on the second rope and drop straight on his head.
Yeah.
We watched Orange Cassidy get dropped bodily on the top rope and could almost be cut in half. Okay.
It's pretty brutal.
How much exponentially has the scale went up that we're going to watch someone die? Meaning legitimately, they're going to die right in front of your eyes in a match.
It is worrisome because you do wonder at how far will they push the envelope, and how far is too far, and are they willing? I mean, I wonder, are they willing to risk somebody's death to just do something insane? Just to get the crowd to go.
I think that we're seeing anything more outrageous than we've seen in the Attitude Era or New Jack and ECW.
I would say ECW, you're right, because they were fucking and they were insane what they were doing in there. But I mean, the Attitude Era, you guys think, they did some crazy shit in the ring a little bit, but really
going to the audience during the Sting match, audience member may die first.
yeah, could be. But most of the Attitude Era was what the fuck?
What?
God.
I think that this being Al Snow, it goes into another conversation too.
Like what? Like his mental capacity to what?
I don't want to see Mick Foley in the fucking ring doing one last death match.
Neither do I. I think Mick Foley needs to stay where the fuck he is. And,
I understand
yeah.
that. I understand Mick's rationalization that he's put out.
Yeah.
He says that he's never been more motivated to become physically fit than when he's had to do it short term for a wrestling match.
Sure.
That's all well and good. He's
now
58 years old, I believe, and over 350 pounds.
But yeah, that's rough, man.
But I will say this:
I don't know about anybody else, but I've seen a shift in Mick Foley's personality in the past couple of years. I don't know if it's a mask coming down, or if it's something else, but Mick Foley's been angrier.
Well, I think he feels like he's one of those guys that gave I'll give a lot to the business, and probably more so than a lot of other guys. And he didn't come out of the business a super rich man. A lot of the money
I'm not calling him bitter.
Yeah, I think a lot of his anger could be because he's bitter.
Okay.
I'm calling him bitter. I think he may be a little bit bitter, and a lot of former pro wrestlers that gave it all to the business, and then are come out of it, and they're not, and they find themselves trying to find a way to pay the fucking bills. They're like, how is this possible?
I should, Mick Foley.
Oh, me too. I love him. I think he's great. I think he made pro wrestling. I think he is one of the guys that led the way to taking pro wrestling into
he had one of the most
level
watched matches of all time in the history of Raw. I
absolutely.
I don't even know if that number's been beaten when he won the belt.
You could argue too. He's
everybody on WCW don't bother changing the channel.
Yep.
We've just heard that Cactus Jack or Mick Foley
will
become their champion tonight over the Rock.
Yep.
Whoop-de-doo.
And you could argue that that doing that in their match is what switched the tide in Monday Night Wars, because people started staying on WWE back in the day, just stay what was going on,
I'm sorry, I'm openly saying that I think that Mick Foley is mentally compromised.
I don't doubt that at all. Look at his matches.
Before Al Snow talks, before fucking Al Snow talks about AEW, I think he should talk to his friend before his friend does something fucking stupid.
Sure. But see, Al Snow is a guy who I've seen Al Snow do some crazy ass matches in my time too, right? As a fan, but maybe not to the extreme of Mick Foley. But he's definitely taking a lot of chair shots to the head, like Mick Foley. And I think Al Snow is another wrestler who I think could be mentally not all the way there upstairs because of his fucking, I think a lot of the guys from that time, and you're probably right. I would hope that he would
exactly.
If he's good friends with Mick Foley, I would hope he might talk to him and say, no, don't do that,
And hey, sometimes you have to have those conversations with your friends.
And they're tough to have, I'm sure, but at some point somebody's got to tell you.
None of us have the added component of the fame or having lived that lifestyle.
True. To probably have a proper understanding, but
to be able to empathize with that. But the conversation that some people should be having with Mick Foley right now, I think that people can empathize with. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think everyone comes to a point like in their career, in their profession, where they can't do it or shouldn't do it, try to be doing it anymore because it's just not safe, or not even safe. I think that's not safe. It's just they can't do it well, anymore. I mean, and pro wrestlers' case, it is safety that comes to mind.
There is because Terry Funk is passed. I think that there's one way that Mick Foley could do exactly what he wants in the safest way possible, because he's basically saying that he wants to do this so that he can train and lose weight in preparation of the match, and then go and I believe have double hip surgery.
Jesus Christ.
That would be a fucking nightmare, man.
So that's what I believe the plan is. A death match.
Ugh.
Like, are we talking Nick Gage?
I don't even
I don't
know.
want to fucking see that.
I don't think I want to either. I don't even know. Yeah, it's.
I don't want to see that at all.
Yeah, there's those events like that where it's like where someone comes back, they're old as fuck, and you're like wondering why they even put that on. I mean, it was like that when I think Mark Coleman, like whatever his last fight in the UFC was.
Oh, we can talk about that in a second too.
Yeah. I don't even remember who he fought, but it was like, he just was well past his prime, and everyone. I remember thinking at the time, like everyone I talked to that was like into it.
He got
like,
head kicked, didn't he?
No, he did it. That was early on in his career.
Okay.
He got by Pete Williams, I think was his name, but that was But I remember like just going into that, I was like, this is gonna be embarrassing.
See, like,
and
this was
weird,
what I was gonna bring up
know?
too. Flair's last match.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's almost like you don't even like it, like you feel bad for them, like watching.
Right. Well, Flair. Here's the thing about Flair. Flair was legitimately full on into his 60s. Okay, he's a senior citizen.
70s.
What was he? Was he in his 70s when he had the match?
Yeah, I believe he was 73.
Then you know what? Okay, then that adds to my point even more. He was way into his senior citizen world, right?
He says that he had a cardiac event during the match.
Jesus Christ, man.
Did you hear that fucker when he wanted to do it again?
Yes.
He's insane.
He feels like he didn't do it well enough, and that's the problem. It's
you ever think that motherfuckers want to die in the ring?
They're always chasing something, man.
It's an addiction.
Yeah,
and that's the
insanity.
Other thing, man. Like, Mick Foley's talking about a death match. This is a man who fucking. I wish Flair would have disappeared after the last WCW Nitro.
Yeah, really.
That's a damn good point. Then we wouldn't have had him in Evolution though, too. But yeah, Mick Foley has had matches where there's been C4 in the ring and it's actually gone off, and he has plastique burns.
Yep. He also had those matches where they had the fire all around the ring, and he got him. He suffered like 3rd-degree burns on his fucking arms and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so
rough,
that's
man.
That's what he considers a death match.
Insane, just insane. I don't know, man.
If he wants to do something, he needs to do a cinematic match with Hulk Hogan.
That would be interesting, where you can control it. It'll have more control. You can do cuts and shit like that. And
Hulk Hogan is similar in age.
Yeah,
they have had legitimate beef.
Hulk Hogan though just had to have a surgery recently himself. I don't think he's fucking.
I guarantee you that he'd do it.
He probably would for a payday. Fuck yeah, he would.
I think he's got 2 divorces now.
Yeah, even though I don't know how much money the latest divorce got from him, but
hey, Ricky,
what's up, buddy?
But like, you do a cinematic match so you can you can stage the explosions.
Yeah, I agree.
So that the barbed wire, maybe you can fudge some plastic in there.
Yeah, there's ways to do it, like what they did with the Undertaker and AJ Styles.
Right.
That was one of the coolest things. I loved it, and it made it where the Undertaker they could do that, and the Undertaker didn't have to really. No
matter what the fuck you say about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was one of the safest motherfuckers of his size for that. Yeah, that's the point, Eric, is that Mick would never do that. He would never cheat the explosion or
I know
like that because
this is because he is who he is, and he just he wants the authentic.
Ricky says, "What up, Nick and Sam?" Fuck you, Russ.
Oh, you fucking dick! I swear. Anyway, I love that
professional
motherfucker.
hater, man.
I love him. He's great. No, I'm totally against old fuckers doing shit like that. I wish they.
Yeah.
And anybody who like would actually put money up for that to happen is a twisted fuck. I'm serious.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Who's into that stuff, like fan wise? Like, do fans like embrace that shit, or are they mostly like of your guys' opinion?
There's a group of fans, yeah, especially with Flair, because I mean, a lot of people consider Flair the GOAT.
Yeah,
of wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
You talk to most wrestlers, a lot of them, their favorite wrestler is Flair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Flair was that NWA that last traveling NWA champion.
Yeah. Yeah, he was representative of the older pro wrestling,
Ric Flair's had so many feuds. He's Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes.
But what was interesting about Ric Flair too
Flair
was
Sting.
A feud with Ric Flair could raise a pro wrestler up to new heights.
Oh yeah.
But it could bury somebody too.
Well, yeah,
it was unfilmable. Like it was undoable for him and Hogan during that first WWE run. They tried it up in the Canadian fucking tour.
Yeah,
Hogan Flair. And it just did not work. Like Vince hated it, and they never.
It was it because of their styles just couldn't work with each other, or I mean,
Flair feuded with the dinosaurs. Fucking Harley Race, but
Flair.
Like we say that, right? But like Flair had fucking matches, and I'd say 3 consecutive decades that could be considered like all-time classics.
Yeah, I would
definitely
agree with that.
In the 70s with Harley. In the 80s, with Sting.
Well, what about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? Or was that in the early 90s?
That was the early 90s.
Was it? Okay.
And then hell, up until 2000, that last match on fucking Nitro with Sting.
Yeah. Good.
Say what you want about the quality of it or whatever was going on and the fact that he wrestled in a shirt, that was still a historic match.
He had a match, a quick rivalry against Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express. And it was like when they were trying to give Ricky Morton a solo, trying to see what he could do anything solo, a little bit of a solo push. And it was crazy because I think they kind of it almost came across like a squash match. Like Flair beat the fuck out of him.
They did that with Kevin Nash and Ricky Morton too.
And I
thought that shit was real.
Well, I couldn't believe it because I thought wow, I thought Ricky Morton had more than that. That's disrespectful.
Like, fucking Nash walked to that ring, walked right up to him, and started punching him in the face and busted him open.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're back in those days.
Like, holy shit! Like that's not like when you think of a Kevin Nash match, and he is my favorite wrestler. That is not what you think of.
No, you're right. It's
so like crazy. He's working everybody again. He said on his podcast that it was a work. So he worked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, he gave it to him, man. Good God. But it blows your mind because I thought Ricky Morton was I always consider him a pretty good in-ring worker, pretty good pro wrestler, And
Ricky says that's like the 3rd or 4th time you've mentioned my name, Russ. You need to fucking relax.
Yeah.
We need to
you wish, that,
motherfucker. Where Nick says he fucking worked me. just keep it on ice to do something with it.
Nice. There was some criticism though about some of like Flair's matches because people said that they put Flair over too much sometimes. So I don't know, but yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
He's gonna show up in a mirror somewhere now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ricky's gonna be in your closet, Russ.
Oh God, what a fucking nightmare that would be.
Fucking G summoning him.
Got to get one of my swords off the wall and stick him in the head.
we got some crazy ass voodoo going on in the chat.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I'm gonna get one of my swords off the wall. Russ, you're a professional dork, man.
Now I am, dude. Totally. I'm such a fucking dork.
This dude,
I've got like a collection of samurais and katanas and shit. Oh man, no, this is.
I'm talking shit. I got one sitting right here.
It's even worse, dude. It's even worse. I have a subscription to a magazine called the catalog called Bud K, the Bud K catalog. Anyone ever got that? Ever seen
You're gonna pop up in a Vamp.
Oh my!
Russ is already in the closet. No room for me in there too.
That's funny, man.
Oh man! Come on, baby. You can hop in the closet with me, sweet thing. Oh, all right. Oh God. Oh, and then okay. And also Mercedes Moné, by the way.
Yeah.
AKA Sasha Banks, finally made a fucking appearance at an event.
I guess that Mandalorian money ran out, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was time to do something, you know. Well, she did have an injury, a pretty bad injury. And she had to have surgery, a couple surgeries actually for it. And at one point they were talking about career ending for her, but she, they always say that shit, but she's okay. She recently able to recover now. And I don't know if she's clear for in-ring work or not yet, but I would assume she is. But it was kind of fun. It was fun. She had her little promote, a little come out to the ring and talk shit and her introduction, and it was nice. It was pretty fun.
It ended up being her heel was broken. God damn!
Oh my God, dude! What a terrible injury. What do you do?
It sucks, dude. Can you imagine that? I can't even imagine that.
Unconnected event. I've got a random boner, says Ricky.
Hey, you know what? She does that to me too, Ricky.
Yeah, she's bad, man.
Sasha Banks is a beautiful woman. Boy.
Damn right. But also, and then also, of course, she had some of her friends are in the WWE still. So they
just real quick, because like
go ahead.
Showed like Bailey and who else was there?
It was Bailey, Naomi or Trinity, and then what's her name? The Snuka's daughter, Tamika Snuka. Yeah, she was there too.
All right, they got shown with like the AEW, sign beneath them because people took photos of them there.
Yeah.
So like that was part of Kevin Nash's point of not going to Sting's last match.
Right. No, he's right. Is you got it.
He's absolutely right. And
I guess
they've been killing him about this for weeks. And then like he also said, and he's in his 60s now too, man. I guess they said, how physical can you get?
That's true. Very true. Sting is kind of like the last of the Mohicans, if you think about it. He really is. That dude has been around forever, and now he's just finally having finally fully on retiring. It's crazy. I don't know, but yeah, it's the pro wrestling is like fucking crazy now. We can't let go of them old men for some reason.
But Jesus says AEW got Okada, Ospreay, and Mercedes. That's an amazing set of signings.
Yeah, no, they did real good. They've done real well for themselves. Let's see if they don't fucking waste it. If they actually do utilize it well, we'll see what they do. But there were photos shown later.
Jesus.
Well. And I would say this is that I mean those girls. I'm not trying to say that WWE can control them what they do in their own time, but but I will say when you're in a contract with a company, they don't really like you showing up at other companies' fucking stuff. So especially the main rival to them, so it's kind of probably didn't look good. But they were supposed to be in disguise, but I think they were in the crowd. But then there were pictures taken of them out before and after the event.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. But I know, I just want to be there to support their friend, and I get that. That's nice, but I don't know. I'm sure they'll get called into the office and smacked on the hand and told, no, don't do that.
Now, have either of you seen fucking Madam Web?
No, and I never ever will.
The Madam. I didn't even know it was out already. It's out now.
It's still in the theaters.
I remember. So I saw like a post about it a while ago, and it was like before a movie came out, and it was like, imagine if like these different Spider Women were like just like a vision of the future or whatever, and then like that like turned out to be true. Like I thought I'm spoiling this if you're so fucking inclined to see this movie and are like holding out. I'm sorry, but
spoiler warnings.
I saw a trailer and I just thought it was garbage. The trailer looks so trash that I was just like, I'm never gonna see that movie.
The movie title. I mean, I'm sorry, like it's not. It doesn't have. It's the same thing with, Morbius that I thought with that. And with Craven, which like it was. And I'll even say like if you had like all the Spider-Man villains, we're gonna give one a movie of their own. I think like a Craven could be like you could tell a story with that.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna do everything they can to bungle this one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Madam Web's a disaster that I knew it was gonna be.
It's insignificant. I mean, really, Madam Web was a character that is like, she's insignificant, and
I mean, she's like an interesting character and like serves purposes, but like
I don't know.
Everyone needs their own fucking movie.
You know what? Though you could
be on his birthday weekend seeing that trash.
You could read Spider-Man.
Happy birthday, Eric.
You could read Spider-Man comics, and avoid anything having to do with Madam Web, and still be perfectly fine.
Right.
She has nothing. Her character has nothing.
This is an example of Sony having success with the Spider-Verse and animation, and putting
that's exactly what it is.
Parts of the source material in making a movie about it.
Well, yeah, and I think it's like, do you see this all the time with studios of just drawing all the wrong conclusions from things? Where I think they saw the success of those movies and said, okay, Spider-Man stuff works. And when those two movies, the two Spider-Verse movies, were actually just really good movies. Like,
they were
in their own right. Like, I mean, we just watched both of them this week. Like, they both hold up. They're excellent movies. Like, anime can be damned, you don't care. But it's like just drawing the wrong conclusions. Where it's like, what conclusion can you draw from that? Put interested parties involved in these movies, people who have a good story to tell, and give them the time. Which I know, like the last one, they were really pressed. And I know like the animators complain about like being overworked and everything, which sucks. But the product was great.
It turned out good. It was really good.
Like it turned the second one. I mean, every frame of that movie you could frame and hang up on your wall is a work of art, man. So like that work came through. But yeah, it just. What are they? What conclusions are they coming to? Because that this Madam Web movies, from everything I hear, is just awful. And
I don't like the Sony Spider-Man movies. The live action Tom fucking ones.
Well, which I
liked them a lot more. Before 2019. When any of that shit mattered to me.
Well, do you just say just the Tom Holland Sony Spider-Man movies you don't like?
Do not like them.
Okay, so you were okay with the Tobey Maguire.
Yes, absolutely. I love
Except for the third one. No one was okay with the third one. But the first and
third Tobey
second one I
Maguire
thought were
movie was
good.
better than both Andrew Garfield movies.
The third one was, you think?
Better than both Andrew Garfield
I
movies.
don't know, man. If I had to pick between that and the first Amazing Spider-Man, I'd watch the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, the third one was.
I think Andrew Garfield's a really good Spider-Man.
The third one was so bad. Well, the only thing I didn't like about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is I thought they made him too cool as Peter Parker. I thought he was kind of a cool guy, man. He rode a skateboard and all that shit. He was just, I don't know.
About the third Spider-Man movie is that it had the fucking Sandman.
Yeah, I know it did, but
it's funny
and
because that movie,
one of the
man,
best performances in a superhero movie.
That was a really good.
What's
really
that
good.
dude's name?
But,
oh God, Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah,
great in that.
He was.
That movie. That movie is a good movie. The Sandman story, Spider-Man 3. But so like that movie, I think broke people's brains whenever, because anytime there's a Batman movie that's announced and there's multiple villains involved in it, everyone says like their first thing is like, well, this is going to be Spider-Man 3 all over again, when it's not the case. But the problem with Spider-Man 3 is that wasn't a movie that incorporated Venom and Sandman and Green Goblin Jr. That was a movie that incorporated 3 scripts of 3 different movies.
Yes, that's what I felt like. Yes,
smashed them together, which is why that movie ended up being what it was. It wasn't that it had to juggle multiple villains. You could do that. You can have villains play minor roles. Batman Begins did it. Dark Knight did it. This most recent Batman movie did it. And I'm just using that as an example because I feel like that's where it always comes up. But
I want to kind of pull this back to Sony taking the wrong fucking conclusions.
Well, real quick before we do that, I will agree with you about the newer. I like Spider-Man: Homecoming as a piece of the MCU. The second one, give or take, the third one where they brought Toby and I despise that movie. Like it's like unwatchable to me. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I finally watched it and I was kind of disappointed. I won't lie. So I was pretty disappointed with it. I think maybe I thought it was going to be better.
Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU though.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he can do a good job. I think but yeah, that the No Way Home one.
If you want to see Tom Holland actually fucking act, watch 12 Years of Fucking Slave.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
He's in that movie?
Yeah, he is.
Oh shit!
Yep.
I've never seen that.
He's really good. He's good in the movie too.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's really awesome though.
Yeah. See, the thing is now Sony seems to be planning more Loon as the villain for Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland to tie all of this bullshit together.
That's terrible. Nobody wants that, man.
Nobody wanted fucking Ezekiel either.
I know, man.
And now they're like saying that like the Inheritors, that whole kind of shit is going to be part of the subplot in Kraven.
Oh, Christ,
man. Yeah, nobody in the world wants that.
So again, they're taking the worst parts of the source material for what they think was successful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And fucking just hitting all the wrong notes.
Well, here's my question. So like if you guys you're Sony and you have this, limited scope of your character rights and you're for whatever reason you're pressed to make a movie. What movie do you make?
I tell you exactly what I do. I go and I take one of the most hated stories of the 90s and I fucking do it. The fucking Clone Saga with Ben Reilly.
Dude, that was kind of what I was thinking too.
I'd fucking get somebody young. Who the fuck else is young? Like Harry Styles is Ben Reilly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Dude, so like I think what I would do is that in a way. I would be like, what's a good Spider-Man story? And then tell that and don't try to connect it to anything. Just be like, I'm just gonna make this self-contained movie and not try to connect it to everything and just make sure that it's got a good story, a good director, a good cast, a decent cast if I can.
So like,
and I think like that's what hindrance, like that's like an anchor on them that they could just shed if they want to. It's like the interconnectedness of it.
They tried to make something with Venom, right?
Yeah,
I like those fucking movies because I love Tom Hardy.
I do too.
And so that's what.
And those are better received than
fucking God.
Dude, that's what I. Those are better received than any of the other Sony stuff. Like they did okay.
Yeah. Well,
I know the second one came out during the pandemic.
I just kind of liked that they were standalone, and I actually at first I was like, you can't have Venom without Spider-Man, but I'd be damned if they didn't pull it off.
Yeah,
well,
they totally pulled it off.
I feel like there's always like people go to those movies expecting them at some point to be, but I feel like if I was the director in that case, I'd be like, this isn't, it's its own thing. You have to appreciate it for what it is. And I feel like they're inclined to at least leave that door open.
That'd be cool too.
Dude, that'd be fun, man. But like, I feel like they're inclined to leave that door open for the possibility of it later. Whereas like, like James Gunn has made an ass of himself doing this for the last 2 years with these with Shazam 2 and fucking Beetle, and now he's saying now Peacemaker season 1 isn't canon. It's like, dude, just stop talking about it and just say like,
fuck up and
just shut the fuck up and be like, look, we put this movie out. Like it or don't like it, but like the DCU is its own, it's new, and if you want to see this movie, great. If you don't,
like we were talking about, you asked what I do for a Spider-Man movie. Like that's exactly what I do. I do Peter in high school story. Well, fuck it. No, because you got to have Tom Holland, so you do something at the Daily Planet. Have the villain be
Daily Bugle.
Yeah, Beetle, Molten Man, somebody like that, okay? Get a good actor. Fucking make a good movie. At the end of the movie, like Peter's co-worker at the Daily Bugle, or he does an interview with Miles Warren. So at the end of the movie, you find out he's the Jackal. You introduce Ben Reilly. Ben Reilly fucking fucks off and goes after Peter. Then fucking Miles turns in the after credit scene. Miles turns to the corner, fucking looks and says, "You've got two brothers to look after." And fucking Kane fucking goes off. So in the next movie, you fucking get Ben and you get Kane a little bit in the shadows.
Yeah, you get people would appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how many people would. I feel like you had to be a real comic book, comic book guy to know about that story.
I don't know.
Superior Spider-Man.
So I agree with that. Russ, like you would have to get like that would be like your initial hook, but I do think it'd have pull because it'd be a Spider-Man story, and then if you just make a good movie, it's gonna get legs as the theater time. Because I mean. Madam Web's going to splash in and out in 2 weeks, but if it's good and people keep seeing it,
that's true.
And they're going to keep the theater run going. So like it might need that, but I'm trying to think of what a movie that's done that where it's like it just got some legs and kept going. I had one in mind, but I can't think of it. But that matters. Like that's like it's important to also make a movie that's a good movie, right? I would seem silly to say, but you can't just rely on the property, which I think Sony's doing too much of saying like, okay, it's Spider-Man, so people are gonna fucking see it. Who cares how good it is? Let's find these scripts that we got out of the bin somewhere that are sitting and smush them together and make a movie.
Ricky says not Crash Craven we're about to get, but a legit one where he was talking about Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a one you could put a movie about that, but I feel like it only works
with Kingpin.
That'd be fun too. But Kingpin
you do
would work.
Spider-Man Daredevil team up movie.
Yeah, but I think with Craven, I feel like he would have to have appeared in a Spider-Man movie already.
Yeah.
for that to matter to people, because I don't think it's enough to be like, oh, Spider-Man villain. Like, no, dude, like why do I care to see this?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of
that Kraven was around for like 25 fucking years before Kraven's Last Hunt happened.
And I think the worst thing to happen to Sony in this regard
story,
is fucking Joker comes out and makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh,
well,
fucking go.
Yeah.
Joker, Deadpool. Yeah. That can go into our next discussion. Let me just pull this up real quick.
Your guy.
Yeah, man. I'm glad we can go deep tonight. Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
So, how do you feel about Hickman and what he's been doing? Or have you not been?
I mean, I haven't read anything close to recent, dude. I'm so far behind.
Oh my gosh, I reorganized my desktop and can't find the goddamn picture now. But talking about Hickman real quick, he went and did a series called Gods. It's really good. It's kind of like reinterpreting Marvel's like cosmology, like with Eternity, Infinity, Oblivion, shit like that, the In-Betweener. And kind of like, you know, that's always been a very nebulous part of fucking Marvel, like their extra cosmic pantheon.
Right. Yeah.
Like those characters that are those embodiments of, you know, like universal concepts. So like Hickman is taking this series to like define them and give them characteristics and like weave a mythology around, kind of like what he did with the S.H.I.E.L.D. series. And is working really well. And then he's also doing the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to see that come back. As it did.
Ultimate Spider-Man is the shit, son. Those are good. The first two
fun
issues,
books, man.
Fucking completely subvert your expectations and fucking just blow you away with like how you're okay with it being different. Because it's kind of what you always wanted to see. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, so I found the picture. Let me fucking pop that up. A window. Here we go. Share. The quote is from Grant Morrison. It goes, to undermine the fundamental appeal of superheroes like Superman and Supergirl by recasting them as anti-heroes at best or outright monsters, dragging imaginary childhood paragons off their pedestals to reinforce a fairly facile point about the tendency of real-world heroes to exhibit feet of clay, struck me and strikes me still as imaginatively lazy. Grant Morrison. They said it's from Comic Threads, but it is actually from his Substack. This is a tweet from Trailer Drake.
I need to follow him on Substack because I don't. But
this
it's definitely a Grant Morrison quote.
Yeah,
he does it in his own way, man. He's funny to me.
This is Grant. Yeah, this is like peak Grant Morrison.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's taking shots at so many people at once,
and then it's just the language.
Yes, just like that. Oh,
I think you know, I'm not the fan of him that you are. Not to say I don't appreciate his work, but like I just don't know it as well as you do, and I know he's like one of your favorites, if not your favorite, right?
He is my favorite player.
But yeah, I just completely agree with what he's saying, man. I think there's
he's talking.
Go on. Yeah.
Sorry, there's context to this. In his Substack, he was actually talking about Superman in the Authority, the series he did for DC.
Yeah.
And there was a reboot of Supergirl going on around the same time, and he feels that DC was turning her kind of fascist, kind of like, yeah. And so that's what he was talking about there. And then the idea was to have like this 80-year-old Superman for Superman and the Authority, picking like the next generation of heroes and shit like that.
Mhm.
That was the original pick for it. And that sounds so Morrison-y, you know. It sounds like, ugh.
I mean, gosh, I mean, you've seen that scenario play out so many times. I think like for me, the most recent one would be Zack Snyder's depiction of Batman, where
did you hear the interview
with him on Rogan?
Yeah.
I think enough of it to kind of get the gist of it. I didn't watch the whole or listen to the whole episode, but yeah, I mean, it's like that to me is one where
well,
like, yeah, you have to, you're losing like what makes the character special.
Yeah.
In a way.
See, like, just for context, what Snyder said is he feels that Batman is in danger of becoming irrelevant once you take away his ability to kill.
Yeah,
well, that's what makes him special.
Yeah,
because he operates in the confines of this rule, which I mean, that to put it very simply, it separates him from the people who he's.
Yes, exactly.
Batman without his fucking. They did Batman without the kill rule. It was called the Grim Knight.
Yeah,
and that all it was the Punisher in a Batman suit.
Yeah, and I agree with what Grant Morrison's saying, and I think it's I can't stand like the nihilist impulse of people being like everything's fucking bad, and you can look at the world and argue that really effectively, right? And then your art can reflect that, and you know, you could give me all the examples and say, well, yeah, you're right, this thing is terrible and that thing is terrible, but the point of fiction is to, I think, one, to be an escape from that in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. But I think fiction should reflect, and it does reflect the world that you're living in. But, you know, like just the idea of like a hero being an ideal to strive towards. And what I don't think he's saying is, I don't think he's saying that your hero can't be flawed.
Right.
But I think, kind of what I get from it is like your hero does the right thing even though it's not easy to do it.
Right. Yes. But
the thing here, to go to the Snyder and Rogan interview, how that ties to this to me is with what Snyder said there. He shows why he should never have been allowed anywhere near the DC universe. He fundamentally does not understand these characters.
Yeah, and that's something that, you know, I was more forgiving of maybe a year ago, but I mean, like, kind of after that, and just like, yeah, like you got it wrong, man. Like, you got it wrong, and he like this, you cross the line with this character that they can't or shouldn't cross because, you know, how do you come back from that? And the point shouldn't be for Batman to learn this lesson in his mission. He already learned it when he saw what happened to his parents, right? So yeah, I think it's you hit it. It's a misunderstanding of the character.
Anytime Batman killed when he first came on the scene, Batman was hanging motherfuckers from rooftops and breaking their necks.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It was too grim and dark.
Yeah.
And they decided, hey, okay, let's lighten it up some. Okay, so that started getting more traction. Oh, okay. So people like this character, but they don't like him so dark.
Well, I think there's a limit. Robin. There's a limit to it.
Yeah.
I think because I ain't gonna lie to you. there have been forms of the versions of Batman done that I thought weren't dark enough. Because that's the thing about Batman is he is a dark character. I mean, you think about where what created Batman. It's the murder of his parents, essentially, right? So, he comes from a darkness. So it's all about that. But there is a line that you can't cross where it just becomes too fucking dark, and you're just watching a guy murder everybody. You're like, goddamn, dude.
Yeah, which there are characters that do that, and
yeah.
It's like we always. I feel like this has been a thing.
If he wanted to do, you know what, Zack Snyder, if he wanted to do what he wanted to do, he should have done it in an Authority movie.
Done an Authority movie, or like finagle your way to direct a Punisher movie. Yeah. Like I'm sure it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like under Zack Snyder's direction, but yeah, where it's like a thing where it's like make your own character that does that thing. And I think we've kind of agreed about this on this show before, which isn't very interesting, but like when they change one character to like a character of like a different sex or race. Right? Where like, no, like don't do that. Make a new one that's also interesting. And there's a million examples of this done well, where it's like, no, if you want to, if that's your goal, where like, I want to, to kind of like, kind of like is a commentary on the world and the way that it is, right? Where it's like, as you interpret it, which is fine, like to say, it's a shitty place, and, the shitty place produces shitty people who have, bad motivations, and they're flawed and kind of beyond repute. Like, that's okay. Find a character that matches that, but like, I don't identify with that, because I am like, this person, like I'm a hopeful person. So like, again, like I like really resist that like nihilistic instinct of being like everything just fucking sucks. Like, no, man. Like I have kids. Like I have
Ricky
to have.
Says
like,
they could have done a legit Court of Owls movie with his brother Lincoln March.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that'd be good, man. That'd be good. And I'm hoping they do that with this next Matt Reeves Batman movie.
Yeah.
But like I resist that.
Style of Seven, Ricky says.
Oh my, yeah, dude, it'd be good. But I'm like, what do we look to these heroes for? Because they're better. Because they have and Superman's the biggest one. He has every opportunity to just to just shape the world in his vision, but he doesn't. And that's what makes him special. That's what makes him unique. That's what makes him a hero. It's like, goddamn, dude, like do your thing with other characters, but like don't change these characters to fit that mold. And it's like you have shows like The Boys and even like in maybe Invincible to an extent, where like they're doing that, or like The Watchmen's a really good example of like the deconstructed super story. And like those things are great, like stories on their own merits, but like I don't want everything to be like that.
Here's the other part of this is he's taking a shot at Moore again.
Oh yeah. Which I mean, that is Alan Moore of like, no, he is the nihilist, like the ultimate nihilist, to be like, no, this everything's bad and just
because like here's the fact of the matter,
really fatalistic, and
fucking Watchmen are based on the Charlton characters.
Yeah,
okay? He did his original pitch was to use the Charlton characters as the Watchmen, which were owned by DC because
it wasn't Peacemaker the comedian.
Yes. The Question would have been Rorschach. Captain Atom is fucking
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. Yeah. I think the answer was Ozymandias. And they were like, you're gonna break these characters too much. Why don't you make your own shit? And that's what Watchmen came from.
Yeah. And like that's I loved that book, man. It's like sitting right here behind me. But yeah, like that it's like a book for like you get to a certain age and you can read it. You know, I wouldn't want my kids to read that and kind of think that that's
I
the
think
vision
that
of the
he
world, right?
loses track in that book. The beginning, fucking iconic.
Mm-hmm.
The end, controversial, fucking something that hadn't been seen outside of Lovecraft and shit at that time. You know
And
what I'm
I
saying?
feel like gets backtracked in every adaptation of that story, right? Which he of course, you know, has grievances against, but we have like an animated version of it. We have a live action version of it.
He's also said that he feels that he's pissed off because people are Americanizing the global ideas that he had in Watchmen.
What does he mean by that?
He basically is saying that Watchmen is a global tale, whereas Zack Snyder and everybody else that is doing adaptations of it are Americanizing it and taking out the more worldly view.
I feel like Alan Moore would have had a stronger argument if it wasn't set in New York City.
Yeah.
Largely, right? Like it's I know
True.
they go to like Antarctica when they go to Ozymandias's hideout or whatever. But yeah, it's a tough.
That's rough, man.
road to hoe when you when you choose New York as your setting. Like, of course it is.
Most people love Alan Moore. I hate him.
I'm man.
The only
I don't
things
know
I like that he's written are his short form shit. Anything that he's had a long run on, it fucking falls apart.
I like
because he just cannot control the narrative. Look at what happened with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
those first two volumes,
Derek. So those are
tight.
By like collective, which and dude, even the movie. I know that movie is god all. I love that movie, dude. That
made
movie
Sean Connery quit acting.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie is so near and dear. I'll watch it right now, dude. It's so near and dear to my heart, man. But,
From Hell was good.
But yeah, like get like those. I have those somewhere. Like the first couple trades are good. From Hell, I enjoy a good bit.
That, like stuff like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, The Man of Tomorrow.
Dude, but that's him doing that thing.
The fucking Black Mercy storyline.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that's Alan Moore at his best.
Right.
Swamp Thing is a meandering mess. If you try to go back and read that
I've
now,
never read it all.
Yeah. If you try and go back and read that now,
he's an easy person to hate.
Yeah.
Because he hates everything that his work produces ultimately. I mean, it's it'd be like if you wrote if any of us like wrote a book and then it was made into a movie, and if it wasn't like quite in the spirit, I'd be like, how many more people bought copies of The Watchmen because of Zack Snyder's movie?
Yeah.
Right. And then like they went back and appreciate it's like that to me is like what I would like as an original creator of the work. Like that's what I'd be focused on. Like, shit, man, this is gonna get so many more eyes and ears on my original work. Like, and then maybe they'll hate the fucking movie for the same reasons I hate it. And if they appreciate it or whatever. But yeah, he seems to be just really hesitant to embrace any of that.
Yeah. Like he shits on the comic community now, and it's like this is what
I'm like, dude,
buddy, like this is your bread and butter. Fuck you.
Yeah.
He's doing like speaking engagements now, and he's like teaching people to write. He's written a novel that was straight apps, like it's unreadable.
Really? What is it about? Have you read it?
I can't remember. It's oh god, it's his snake magic-y shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a goofball, man. But yeah, I agree with what Grant said about the heroes thing, where it's like there's, I was thinking about this. There's with some TV shows. I remember like we were watching Nip Tuck, the old FX show.
Yeah.
And my wife was watching it, and I would just be watching every episode, right? And this is like the early this is probably like 2010 or so. Like we had them all on DVD, and I remember like getting to a point in the show, and I was like, I don't like anyone on this show. Like they're all fucking scumbags and assholes, and none of them have like a redeeming quality left. And it's like that to me is what like to the extreme of what Grant Morrison was saying.
That's the end of like three really good series that are modern classics now. Like Nip Tuck is a really good series. Then you got The Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, could you root for anybody at the end of the fucking Sopranos?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Where it's like you're at no, they fucking ruined them all, man. And I get
fucking
like,
Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Walter White is the fucking villain of Breaking Bad.
Like I get that, like that's what people are. Like people do things that are fucked up or whatever, but like there has to be a like a way to come back from that, or a way to say like, no, like even though this is all fucked up, like I kind of like stayed true to myself. Or
you have to be able to appreciate it for the escapism and realize that shit don't fucking work in real
it's
life.
like with Batman, like it's he does the difficult thing even though it's difficult, but he does it because it's the right thing to do. And that doesn't mean he operates in like the legal boundaries or anything like that.
No, not at all.
He has his own code, which is unique to himself. And like you do it because it's difficult, man. Like you do it because it's a hard thing to do. Fuck, man, I just watched a movie clip, and like that was exactly the thing I said to myself. I was like, they're doing the difficult thing because it's even though it's hard to do, whatever.
You have to remember, when it comes to Batman, you're talking about a character who not only, sure, he's the vigilante who who takes out criminals and all, but you're talking about also the character who is a member of the Justice League and has a fucking way of killing every member of the Justice League.
Yeah.
He's got the emergency option, the nuclear option, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
To get rid of the guy, because in his mind he has to have a way to subdue all threats.
That could be the way to reboot the Justice League.
Yeah,
just start there.
Tower of Babel.
Yeah,
there you go.
Start there.
But and it's again like that. It's just like start with great stories, man.
Sure,
and,
which is a really good story. But
it starts. Okay, Ra's al Ghul stole his fucking parents. Is gonna put him in the fucking Lazarus pit.
Yeah,
dude, you right,
nuts,
man.
Dude.
It's fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I just thought
he's distracted.
Yeah, right.
And then you go to this montage of each member of the Justice League just fucked.
Yeah.
And the last one is Superman. And Batman's on the fucking communicator. Get out of there! I did this. This was me. You know, that was the fucking that was the killer moment at that fucking end of that issue.
It's about a story that kind of changed, sort of changed. It changed my take. It changed the way I viewed Batman.
Here's the thing, man.
But it did.
What you don't understand is, like, Mark Waid wrote that story.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark Waid has written Marvels, right? Or was that
Right.
Busiek?
Wait, Marvels. What do you mean?
The series Marvels with Alex Ross. That was Mark Waid, correct?
Oh, I don't know.
He did Kingdom Come with Alex Ross.
Mark Waid. Yes. No, Mark Waid. Yeah, he did Kingdom Come. He did
Marvels.
One of the best Daredevil runs too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
He did Captain America. No, that was Ed Brubaker. Never mind. Yeah, no, Mark Waid's good.
Yeah.
He's
Had
really good.
One of the only acceptable runs on fucking Fantastic Four in the modern era, besides
that
Hickman.
that was him and Chris Samney, I think, was the artist early on. But yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Fucking
shit.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, my point in that was that he wrote those 3 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're iconic. Those are the stories that they should be mining for these movies.
I know, man.
Yeah, because that would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I hope that's it seems like they're like leaning towards that at least, because I don't know. I feel like that would just be so like an easy way to get people in, because then you would get the people who are, unless like comic book fans are like, would rightfully be suspicious to do anything involved with DC or Marvel, given the track record of the last few years, man. So it's like, if you're gonna
made that point in our chat, our group chat today.
Yeah, and it's like, so
I'm not paying to see fucking Madam Web.
Right. Yeah.
I think I think the MCU has lost its.
Even the MCU.
That's what I said. Sony and Marvel, and DC definitely.
Nobody
DC more than both of them need to earn my money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the MCU.
Marvel's done it with the marketing for Deadpool. I'm gonna go see that. I'm hesitantly positive about X-Men 97.
But see, I thought the MCU had built up enough credit.
Shit to me.
Where we trusted the MCU, we trusted them. They made good movies. But at a certain point, after the end, I feel like after Endgame.
It was Endgame.
It was Endgame. That it really was Endgame.
It was.
There's no more trust. You can't trust them anymore, because we don't. And that's not to say they haven't done a good. They've done. I'm sure they've done some okay movies since the Endgame. But
Black Widow.
Black Widow turned out to be better. I thought it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, Black Widow gets better upon each rewatch.
Yeah, and I've watched it 2 times, and I think you're right about that.
And fucking David Harbour.
But
yeah, they're both great. But then it sucks when it's a prequel, and
that's the matter.
Like
Shang-Chi
to me is unwatchable, and I'm a fan of kung fu movies.
Wasn't a fan of Shang-Chi at all. Didn't like it. I think a lot of
Eternals.
And then there's Love and Thunder.
You have a movie with Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, fucking Rob Stark,
to cast,
Jon Snow,
to cast. Yep,
and you make that fucking movie.
Yep, it's a cast. It's a cast that's almost inexcusable for what they did. I don't know. I didn't know much about them, about the characters anyway. But so I went into that movie kind of, with no expectation, and I didn't like the movie at all. I just didn't. There wasn't much.
Agree with me, but I hate Guardians 3.
No, I finally got to see. I finally got to watch.
Never will.
Oh yeah, I finally watched it. And I will tell you, I can see why people were complaining about it. I can see it's definitely a fall off.
Oh, here we go.
It is. They have fallen off.
That was me too, man. Like the first 2 times I tried to watch Black Widow, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Then I watched it in the middle of the day when I was up, and I actually liked the movie now.
Yeah, I liked it. I think I liked it just because it was a little more into her background, a little more into her.
Positive is it makes Batman officially the best thing in the MCU.
Yeah. Love and Thunder was the movie I had better expectations for as well,
We
and they
talked
just
about
kind
Love
of.
and Thunder when that came out, and that is like the definition of making two completely different movies.
I agree. Yeah, and smashing them together.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the script sandwich, man.
yeah, and it was you could tell they didn't even do it well either, and they just did it terribly, and it's I tried to like the movie. I really did. I wanted to like the movie, and I really was trying to give it, make excuses for it. And then when I watched it again, I was like, oh god, I can see why people bitch about this. This is so true. Yeah, I couldn't get through it the second time I watched it. I just couldn't get through it. I ended up turning it off. But yeah, I don't know. I try to give it. You try. So I think we're so hooked on MCU movies being good that we almost have trouble when they're bad. We don't. I don't. Some of us don't know what to do with ourselves a little bit.
I think, like, given the discourse, I honestly think that like that is the expectation now, is that they're just gonna suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why nobody fucking goes and sees them.
I think they've worn out.
Vote with their wallets more than anything, man.
Well, they've worn out that goodwill that they once had. They've already worn out.
The thing is because of all this negative equity that they have because of the reasons that we've stated. I wasn't willing to give Captain Marvel 2 a chance in the theater. Now, here's the thing. With their marketing around that movie, they made Brie Larson seem more likable. I liked what I saw with Miss Marvel. I like Photon. She fucking Monica Rambeau was a good part of the Scarlet Witch show.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It was good. Yeah,
I think so.
And but I was not willing to give it a chance because of what they've done since.
Yeah,
and I didn't like the first Captain Marvel movie. I went back and watched it. I didn't like that movie, and I don't like her in anything except for the fucking moment in Endgame when she, "Hey, Mr. Parker," or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter. You got something for me?
Yeah. I got something for you, baby.
Why, yes, I
do. Why, yes, I do. Why don't you come over here and meet Mary Jane?
Well, that's funny. He calls us Dick Mary Jane. That's funny. No, Spider-Man, something else. Man. Anyway,
calls us Dick Mary Jane. All right, we're ending on that shit.
Yes, please.
A little after 11 o'clock. So this is around when I turn into a pumpkin until I get something in me to eat. Fucking before the hangout.
I hear you, brother.
Sam, it was great to see you.
Yeah, man. Good to see.
So fun to be back, man.
Good to see you're alive, man, and well.
Yeah.
Russ, dude, thank you for fucking trooping through.
Sorry, I sound like shit, guys. I apologize.
Get better, bro. Drink some booze. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, get some fucking booze. Maya, thank you for contributing in the chat. EB, happy birthday. Ralphie, we all love you, buddy.
Hey, and you know what? And a great big fuck you to Ricky there.
Fucking RHP MPSP war. Coming around back on. All right.
Love it.
Peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
Adios, guys.